So, finding the perimeter. So, we have here two persons relation to each other. So, the person one, so dalawang babae, sabi niya, I want to buy a house and lot. Then, response yung isa, where do you want to buy it? And how big do you want it to be? Then, sagot ng isa, I'd like to buy it in Metro Manila. The size may be 250 meters by 350 meters is spacious enough. That size is okay. You can even have your own garden in your backyard. So you probably dream of having your own house someday. Just keep in mind that you will realize the dream if you work really hard, of course. How big is the house that the girl in the picture above wants to have? Can you tell how spacious her house will be? In this lesson, you will learn to find the distance around the lot, farm, or house. The distance around an area is called the perimeter. There are many practical advantages of knowing how to compute for the perimeter. Okay, again, the distance around the area is called the perimeter. So we have here figures. So let's really look at the polygons below. Try to name the polygons in the space as provided. So again, feel free to pause the video and answer the figures. Okay, triangle. The second was hexagon. Another hexagon. Rectangle. Pentagon. And octagon. That's octagon. Are your answers the same as mine? Okay, these are the answers. Okay, so that's very good. Examine closely the different shapes of polygons again. Count the sides of each polygon. What do you notice about the name of the polygon and the number of its sides? Did you notice that the name of the polygon is related to the number of its sides? Well, you are right. The name of a polygon is derived from the number of its sides. Study the table on the next page, and it is a list of polygons and their corresponding number of sides. Okay, so we have the polygon and the number of sides. Triangle is 3 sides. Quadrilateral, 4 sides. Pentagon, 5 sides. Hexagon, 6 sides. Heptagon, 7 sides. Octagon, 8 sides. So what do you call the polygons below? How many sides does it have? Okay, so the polygon is a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. What type of quadrilateral is it? It is a rectangle. So notice the measurement of the sides of the rectangle. Suppose you are asked to find the perimeter of rectangle. How are you going to do this? The perimeter of polygon is the sum of the measurements of all its sides. To find the perimeter of the rectangle above, you only have to add the lengths of each side. The following are the sides of the rectangle and their given measurements. Okay, so ito yung given quadrilateral, which is the rectangle. Okay, so these are the sides. We have AC is equal to 12 meter, BD is equal to 12 meter, AB is equal to 6 meter, and CD is equal to 6 meter ang side. So this rectangle is rectangle ABCD. Okay, to get the perimeter, just simply add the measurement of the 4 sides. So 12 meter plus 12 meter plus 6 meter plus 6 meters is equal to 36 meters. Then therefore, the answer would be 36 meters perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, so let's look at the sides of the rectangle again. What do you notice about the sides AC and BD? What about the sides AB and CD? Did you notice the sides AC and BD are equal? Did you also notice the sides AB and CD are equal? If you did, that's very good. Kasi kung mapapansin natin, parehas yung side ng AC doon kay BD. at AB doon kay CD. So, parehas sila. Examine the sides of the rectangle more closely. Which sides of the rectangle do you think represent its side? Which sides represent the width of the rectangle? In the rectangle, sides AC and BD represent the lengths of the rectangle, and sides AB and CD represent the width. Okay? So, you now know that in order to find the perimeter of a rectangle, you have to add the measurements of all its sides. You also know that two sides of a rectangle represent its length, while the other two sides represent its width. We have AB is equal to BD is equal to length, which is L of the rectangle. AB is equal to CD is equal to width. So, that's W of the rectangle. So, from this, you can come up with the formula for the perimeter of rectangle, that P is equal to L times 2 plus quantity W times 2, where P is the perimeter, L is the length of the rectangle, W is the width of the rectangle. So, in the rectangle, in our example, AC is equal to BD is equal to 12 meter, then equal to L. So, AB is equal to CD is equal to 6 meter is equal to W. Using the formula, just simply substitute. We have P is equal to quantity L times 2 plus quantity W times 2. So, L is 12 meter times 2 plus 6 meter times 2, the width, and 24 meter plus 12 meter is equal to 36 meters. Measurement of all the sides of the rectangle is the same as the answer you got when you use the formula above, right? So now that you know the formula for finding the perimeter of rectangle, it will be easy for you to find the perimeter of any rectangle. Study the following problem. Anna is interested in buying the vacant lot beside her house. The real estate broker informed her that the lot is 15 meters long and 10 meters wide. What is the perimeter of the lot? Okay. So, the solution, the given facts are L is equal to 15 meters. W is the 10 meters. Okay. So, the problem is, what is the perimeter of the lot? Using the formula, just simply substitute the values. Again, the formula is P is equal to quantity L times 2 plus W times 2. So that substitute the values of L and W in the formula, whereas the W is 15. So then, 30 meters plus 20 meters equal to 50 meters. Therefore, the perimeter of the lot is 50 meters. Okay, so let's learn. Another type of quadrilateral is the square. The square is a polygon with 4 equal sides. See the picture below. So notice that the measurement of all the sides of the square are the same. If you were to compute for the perimeter of a square, how would you do it? So recall that the perimeter of rectangle is simply the sum of all measurements of all its sides. The same process is used in finding the perimeter of square. Of course, 4 meters per meter is equal to 16 meter. Suppose we represent a side of a square as S. So the perimeter of a square then is S. So since S is equal to 4, then 4S is equal to 4 times 4M is equal to 16 meter. For a square where P is equal to 4S, P is equal to perimeter of the square. Let's try this. Compute for the perimeter of each of the following squares having given lengths of the side. So we have here example, S is the sides is equal to 8 meters. Number 2, S is equal to 12 meters. 3, 10.5 meters. S is equal to 25 meters. Okay, so answer, compare your answer with mine. So these are the answer. Okay, so just simply substitute the values or the S, which is the side of the square. Okay, so let's learn. There are other polygons aside from the rectangle and square. Hexagon, pentagon, and octagon. You can also find the perimeters of these polygons by adding the measurement of all their sides. Example, a rice field is a pentagonal in shape. The lengths of its sides are 205 meters, 115, 153, and 107 meters and 165 meters respectively. If the owner wants to fence it with the 3 strands of barbed wire, how many meters of wire in all will be needed? Okay, so solution: to find the total number of meters of barbed wire needed to fence the pentagonal rice field, you have to compute for the perimeter given the measurement of the sides of the field like this. Okay, so again, to get the perimeter, simply add all the 3 sides or all each sides. So add 205 plus 153 plus 115 is equal to 825 meters. So don't forget the unit. The perimeter of the field is 825 meters, but the owner wants to fence it with 3 strands of barbed wire. To get the total number of meters of barbed wire needed, we multiply the perimeter by 3. So therefore, 825 meters times 3 is equal to 2,475 meters. So let's remember, the perimeter of a polygon is the sum of all the measurement of all its sides for a rectangle. P is equal to L times 2, called the perimeter of the rectangle. L is equal to measure of the width. And then these are the in perimeter of the rectangle. For square, so P is equal to for S, where P is the perimeter of the square and S is the measure of the side of the square. So next, finding the circumference. Let's learn. In this lesson, you will encounter new words such as the diameter and radius. Look at the diagram below. So we have here the diagram. Do you see the straight line passing through the center of the circle? This is called the diameter. Okay, so yung straight line na pass doon sa center ng circle, ang tawag doon ay diameter. So half of diameter is the radius. How do you compute the circumference of a circle? First of all, you will need to use the constant mathematical quantity called the pi. Okay, that's the symbol of pi. Pi, which is approximately 3.14, express the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter. Hence, in order to find the circumference, you need to get the product of the diameter and pi. In computing for the circumference of the circle, you multiply 3.14, which is the pi, by the diameter. The formula then for the circumference of circle is C is equal to pi times D. The circumference of the circle is, again, C is equal to pi times D, whereas the C is the circumference, pi, which approximately 3.14, D is the diameter of the circle. So below is a circle with a diameter of 5 cm. So using the formula and substituting the given value, you get the C, or the circumference, is equal to 3.14, which is the value of the pi, times 5 cm, which is the given. Then multiply lang. The answer would be 15.70 cm. The circumference of a circle is 15.70 cm. Suppose you only know the measurement of the radius of the circle. You are asked to compute for the circumference. How are you to do it? Recall that the radius is half of the diameter. This means that to get the measurement of the diameter, you simply multiply the radius r by 2. So D is equal to 2 times r. In the formula for the circumference, we can substitute the value of D with 2 times r. Thus, the formula for the circumference of a circle can also be written as this: C, or circumference, is equal to pi times quantity 2 times r, then C is equal to 2 times pi r, or 2 pi times r. Okay, example, a circle has a radius measuring 3 cm. What is the circumference given the radius? You can solve for the circumference using the formula. C is equal to 2 times pi times r. So, just simply substitute the values. The given are the radius is 3 centimeter. Okay, so since we already know the value of the pi, which approximated 3.14, then just simply substitute in the formula. 2 times 3.14 times 3 is 18.84 centimeters. Okay, so let's remember the circumference of a circle is the length of its boundary line. In finding the circumference of a circle, the following formula is used. So these are the following formula. We have C is equal to pi times D is equal to pi times 2 times r, or 2 times pi times r, where C is equal to circumference, or D is diameter, pi is equal to 3.14, r is the radius. So let's sum up. We have the metric system is used as a standard measurement system in our country. The metric base unit of measurement is the meter. The perimeter of the polygon is the sum of the measurement of its sides. And the last one, let's remember that the circumference, the length of the boundary line of a circle, it is equal to the product of pi and the diameter of the circle. So, tandaan nyo ang lahat ng mga bagay nito. Okay? So, that's all. So, I hope may naintindihan kayo.